I look for him it's Christmas Day.
It's a sound uniquely Crucian, the official music of the Virgin Islands performed with an up-tempo scratch beat carrying festive lyrics. It's a style many local musicians have adopted throughout the years. Some have mastered it, but no one has done it quite like these men. For more than 30 years, Stanley and the 10 Sleepless Nights have entertained Crucians and Virgin Islanders with their renditions of popular and local Christmas songs. And for the first time in 14 years, the Sleepless Nights are entertaining and playing their music the way it was intended to be played, the way that propelled the band to a legendary status in the territory. This Christmas season, Stanley and the 10 Sleepless Nights have taken their music back to the streets to serenade the residents of the Big Island.
Without a small tom-tom. Check it out.
When a band has been performing for as long as these musicians have been playing together, it's somewhat difficult to find any nervous feelings among the group, and rarely do group members get over anxious or jittery. No, for the most part, set up the day before any show, big or small, is pretty much a routine. These band members, like they've been doing since 1968, unload their instruments piece by piece and get them ready for the performance.
No, man, you're all back there. You ain't got all back there.
The speaker them going back here.
And then the generator will go on top there.
Ain't gonna get no space for the big tom.
I'm not in a box.
No.
You're in a bus.
No. I'm going to
Okay, but it's too small tom-tom. Where the other tom-tom? We got next tom-tom missing.
One of the keys to a good show for almost every musician is to stay as loose as possible during the setup prior to a show. This especially holds true for Stanley and his Knights.
What about you know in the back. I was hiding on.
In fact, when these men get together, they take the term staying loose and keeping a light atmosphere to new dimensions.
What about what? We there. I don't cost some money.
So you feel like,
huh?
God gonna take it out.
No, I don't cost some money. No. I 7 days.
7?
7 days.
7 or 8?
Making it. Oh, okay.
What don't make?
That's the same doctor? Yeah. And then when it tell me that so he says a doctor, not a magician. That's what you tell him? Yeah. He tell him he must move his stiffness to yeah. So he's a doctor, not a magician. Ready? Yeah. Somebody drink my beer or no? She's on bed.
We need a card.
Huh?
We need a card.
We need a card. When I was young and tender. Now is the time for that.
He wanted to put it on the tender.
Ah, boy.
I can't even do
Not only rum.
Yeah, right, Chairman. I ready.
You drinking water? Huh? You water?
Cranberry.
No.
That's why we don't mind good organization, we don't mind them now with the hell. Them more Russell them and start up the money for a long time.
Do that. You know, he's the youngest in the world, so he could do all that.
Listen and think of like this, no?
He's the youngest.
Come up.
You got the energy.
You collect them up. Come up, please. Me not fat.
No send up the car back now.
No van a dormir esta noche. Camelo.
He can't understand a thing.
Camelo don't understand Spanish?
No, sir. A little bit. What's any man? No, you don't know Spanish. A little bit. You know, Patois.
Camelo, you name Peña, can't speak Spanish? And you name Jacob?
No, man.
Something wrong with that story.
If you feed the sheep, then you know.
Hey, that camera, relax. You're gonna beat them out.
Setups and pre-show meetings take on a social party-like atmosphere. But like with every band, there are a few times when tempers flare.
You gonna be in the way? Yeah, you gonna be in my way.
No, you can't be in the way.
But just as fast as tempers rise, they subside, and it's back to preparing and setting up the instruments. But even with all the jokes, laughter, and in this case arguing, this night is a little different for the band.
Well, not really feel no different about playing, but I got a feeling that the ambience gonna be different because you're gonna got cameras and then people gonna die around we and police and things, which we're not accustomed to.
The musicians may not be nervous, but they are experiencing a feeling of anticipation. What the band is setting up for on this night is not a regular concert or show. Instead, they are preparing for something they first started doing in the late 1960s, a Crucian Christmas Serenade. This entails riding on the back of a flatbed truck through different neighborhoods singing Christmas carols. It's a tradition the band carried for 20 straight years.
Without Stanley and the 10 Sleepless Nights, there's no Christmas. The type of music that you hear with the 10 Sleepless Nights is completely different from any other type of music. It's completely different when you hear the flute, the banjo, it's completely different from hearing, like this modern type of music. And without that, there's no Christmas.
Well, it start from the time we start the band, and that's like 1968, 69, 70, about that. We used to go out, we alone, without telling anybody where we're going or when we're going.
But this tradition almost ended one December night in 1992 after what some say was a scary and horrible encounter with local police officers. So bad was the incident that band members refused to go into details regarding what occurred.
It stopped because of the police have stopped us. That's why it stopped.
You know what reason?
That's what we want to know.
Can you get into detail as to that abrupt stoppage?
No, well, it don't make sense or not. Let me keep it positive.
According to reports, some residents complained the band was making too much noise during the serenade. Police responded and ended the caroling that night. What actually happens remains unknown to many, but anyone can see the incident left a deep scar, one that kept the sleepless nights off the streets for 14 years.
It was hell for me because I didn't like it at all because I was accustomed to having them here. And you see, they used to come around, especially the 21st of December was my anniversary, and then we used to celebrate for a good time. They come all around, and our people was very happy.
However, time heals most wounds, and Stanley and his Knights are ready to revive a tradition they hold close to their hearts.
Actually, we kept doing it for all the time because we love it. We got a love of music, and we been doing it because we like to do it all the time. And until that incident happened, we didn't realize, well, I didn't realize that the community was so appreciative of it.
It's going to be nice. After a long layoff, it's always nice coming back and see how it feel, Because I know the people have really, been acting it for years, but it's just that we got so down-spirited after we was so rudely and abruptly
and physically
stopped. But to get back in it and see how it is, I think it's going to be all right.
It's great to go back for another chance anyway.
We're going to do what we could do and leave the rest to God.
Try your best and do the rest.
Yeah. We just hope that they would appreciate us even more than they have been before.
As usual, well, we're going to tell them when we get it wrong, we're going to tell everybody, we wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. And we hope that everybody appreciate the serenade that we're doing, which we know. We know everybody appreciates it, and we know that now, and we're very glad about that.
It's now 9 hours to the serenade. The sun is setting, and musicians can do nothing more than wait. The instruments have all been removed from storage and arranged properly in the flatbed truck that will transport the band through and around the different neighborhoods. It's now an hour and a half before the sleepless nights hit the road. The atmosphere, calmer than it was earlier when the band was setting up. There are still the occasional jokes being told, but for the most part, musicians seem to be more focused on tuning their instruments and keeping tabs on each other.
I want to know about the rest of them, boy, there. But I didn't reach out yet.
I hope that people are up and waiting to hear Stanley once again. This is a privilege for me to have the opportunity to go out for the first time. As a child, I always used to hear Stanley on the street. So, you know, to be a part of it is just a great experience. I can't wait to get out on the road and see the people coming out and supporting Stanley once again.
As the start time for the serenade draws near, band members get ready to take their places on the truck. There is no huddle, no last words, and no group prayer. Musicians simply mount the flatbed and get ready to serenade. As for any fears of a possible police stoppage, on this night, the very department that allegedly almost ended this custom is on hand to make sure the tradition is revived.
I'm glad that Stanley has the ability to come back out on the street and share the music, the indigenous music of the Virgin Islands with the people of the Virgin Islands once more. They have full escort this evening, so everything will be fine.
The serenade is in full swing, and the sleepless nights make their way through the Princess and St. John neighborhoods. A small motorcade forms behind the band. Residents are awoken from their sleep. Many come out to greet the band and celebrate with it.
As we know, in the Virgin Islands, Quilby music was the one source of music for everyone to be entertained with. And it's very important that that tradition continues. I find that it is the music, again, of the people of the Virgin Islands, and it's time for us to revisit that. With my group in school, I don't know if we'll ever be able to get up this hour in the morning to take the kids out, but maybe one day in my going through, Stanley them, you know, experiencing it today. Maybe one of these days we'll bring our Quilby band out to have the same experience as Stanley them on the street.
serenade makes its first official stop. Stanley and his knights are greeted with cheers, food, and drinks. After some guava, berry, and coquito, the serenade moves on to the other Christiansted residents.
I started caroling with a community band, and I was so glad when I get hooked up with Stanley to do it in a different fashion, because with the community band it was like serenaded in a different more types of music, and I'm so glad that I am playing with this bunch of tabernacles them that you know, to play the same types of songs in a different form of music, and I appreciate something like this. You know, I never been playing with them before with this type, and I'm glad that I get a chance to play this type of music with this group.
A little over 2 hours into the serenade and the band makes its second stop. Once again, a large gathering awaits the sleepless night. And there is more food and drinks.
The berries, this is the thing here, the tradition. Whole time for our berry. Keep the musicians pumping.
I'm so happy. I hope they continue every year. This is such a joy, especially for the kids. So, you know, it's nice waking them so early in the morning, coming here and jumping up early in the morning. I hope they keep it up. They should do it more often before the Christmas season finish.
It's now past 5 a.m., and after this brief stop, the serenade continues. It's now 7 a.m. The sun's out, and after 4 hours of caroling, the serenade has finally reached its final stop for the morning. Inside, a large spread consisting of a Crucian breakfast awaits. The first half of the serenade is over, and band members must now rest up for Frederiksted. From the looks of things here, it may not seem as if the band has another serenade this morning, but they do. After a 14-year layoff, a slow start on the second day is expected, but most of the musicians had a good rest during the day, and after some coffee and tea, the band is ready for the second leg.
Oh, I'm feeling great, man. I had a good rest today after last night's session. Everything went cool with me anyway.
I feel good, man. I'm ready to go again tomorrow. You never know.
But it was real nice. A lot of people came out when we finished the serenade. We stopped by Pablo Bellato's house, and we had a ball, man. I mean, Gloria Joseph, man, everybody been there. They had a lot of things for us to eat and drink, and we had a real good time.
We could see that, you know, police was this time helping y'all.
Yeah, man, it was great, man. Hats off to Officer Joseph. Joseph, right? Yeah, and I mean, he was real good. I mean, he was with us, and we appreciate it. We had no problem, and the whole community looked like they like it, and you know, we won't mind doing it again.
This should be an all-year thing, you know what I mean? The government, the festival committee should put this together and come up with a team. There is no festival without 4-Day Serenade with Stanley and the 10 Sleepless Nights, you know? That should become right in stone and become a tradition for years to come. Growing up, I used to play with Bully and the musical Kafunas. And during playing with them, one time out of my 6 years playing with them, we went serenading. So technically, this is not my fault, but this is a great experience, you know, seeing how the island have embraced me. The tongue of Crucian said, it give me goosebumps because again, I never see that there playing with Bully. I never see that there. And the way how we had a motorcade behind our you know. So I guess people were waiting for this to happen. Over 15 years, over 10 years, I believe that this never happened. So good experience, good exposure, you know, and just telling people of Virgin Islands more to come.
It was a great feeling to come back out after so many years. And like I said, it went fine with me.
Talk about the, I mean, how you felt when you saw the residents come out and, you know?
Oh, that was great, man, because at one point they had started to back off just before we had stopped. But I guess they missed it so much that they came out this time.
And how do they feel to start the second leg?
We're going to see tonight how Frederiksted, my hometown, embrace we, you know.
Oh, yeah, you're ready like Freddie, man.
But before the band makes its journey to the west side of the island, they get into the right mood by sharing a few laughs and stories from their most recent serenade.
Go so alone, by clean alone. When you come out of the van, watch out for the bike.
That flute while Lisa walking?
I mean, I want one.
You think no, ain't nothing wrong with it? I got one just like it out there and hit for it.
Yeah? Bring it, give me.
He could that time.
I can use it. That thing good, that thing got a lot of beat in the sun. Still there. Anvil, man, am I make good stuff?
Who made it?
Anvil.
Hey.
Anvil and hammer.
Who made baboon? George Anvil O'Reilly?
It's two Anvil Mackie.
George Anvil O'Reilly.
Yeah. You see the woman with the shot. She said, where Branco there? Where Branco is Fisher?
The guy on table.
See you gone there? Okay, that we there was good. Cynthia was good. Cynthia, he gone there, man. Get the fuel right there.
I mean, I don't have to call for transfer for you. Buck Island. Oh, my God.
He shocked her down. He shocked her like I'm going west, but he was going to be right on. Watch where we go. Watch thing is going to like, what?
I don't believe them, Dr. Henderson.
Huh?
I don't believe it, Dr. Henderson.
You don't believe you're credible police officer?
No.
Hey, boss, you got to go. I mean, you got to come with the
I got to come. You got the police coming out.
You don't want to take a little stop by the hospital.
After we're done, when we're done, you can give me the Prozac.
Yeah, with the big needle?
Yeah, with the
When you know, is this one they are taping it?
Oh! Well, it's a documentary. So the truth was spoken, right? I'll tell you, I've done the documentary.
A documentary.
A documentary.
That's a real fish poison story. Terminal.
Anyway, God, you know.
All they have of you. We see a girl go so tear.
The girl in the red. The girl in the red.
Them boys supposed to get that camera alive. Okay. The one when we going up, when we go by the ballpark across on the tennis court, I see the stripper. Yes. Alive. Okay. Okay. Me and Lion. Yes. We got me and Lion and man. I know. I telling you. Listen. The cameraman and WT don't lie.
Getting back into a festive mode, the 10 Sleepless Nights make their way to sing to Frederickstead residents. But before getting to Frederickstead, some Crucian residents who were not privileged to hear the first serenade were treated to Stanley's music.
Night to play Crucian music, Crucian music, and we play all the Christmas songs in our own rhythmic pattern, and that is why everybody we like it from the time we smile, and we've been carrying it on, so I think that is what people like. Music is always a very high pitch instrument, because before the flute it used to be the violin, see? And then you have clarinet and thing, and the flute is part of it. So all the high pitch instrument is what Kwelbe is, and Kwelbe is derived from Cariso, and Cariso used to be sung by women, and women got high voice. So the high pitch is what, you know. And I is a man like high music.
And the banjo plays like a rhythmic, you know, you play a beat on it, plus it's the cards, you know. Play like a drum beat. You play like a drum on it, but still it comes out in the form of chords.
In some areas, residents were treated to a Bronco twist.
Christmas morning, run on the head, playing music, till I drop dead. What do people say? One more, my week. Bring out the berry, bring out the berry. Let's bring it up. silent night, holy night. All is calm, all is bright. Champion virgin, mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild. Sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Noche de paz, noche de amor. Todo de mi derredor. Entre los astros que pasen su luz. Bella anunciando el niñito Jesús. Niña la estrella de paz. Niña la estrella de paz.
The dancers and the motorcade followed the 10 sleepless nights to Grove Place for the first official stop of the night. This stop, however, was delayed somewhat due to the many Grovians that came out to meet the band and tramp in the streets.
Hey, this is Serenade in Grove Place. I am representing the king of the class. I'm no here, we are out here to Batman, blah blah blah. I hope all the people in our community, I hope all of the people enjoy last some of this tradition, learn to enjoy what we know as our children growing up. Let's let it go.
Wonderful, wonderful. Oh man, this is history in the making. You see, I have my son and my niece. This is probably the first time they experience something like this, but this is something I know from a child. You can't beat this, my son. Sweetest thing out. No jamba, no nothing to beat this.
Despite the slight delay, the musicians were happy to see residents out in the streets enjoying the music.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And a Happy New Year. We bring out the Guadaberry. We bring out the Guadaberry. We bring out the Guadaberry. And bring some out here.
About an hour and a half into the serenade, the band finally comes to its first stop to rest and refuel on food and guava berry drinks.
Oh, I am so happy that Stanley get to come back here with us again. Because many years ago, he used to always come and park under my mango tree, and we have you know, serenading with the people around here and whatnot. So this is a breath of fresh air for me.
What is it about Stanley that has everyone so like this?
Well, about Stanley, because Stanley doing the old time thing, old time Creole and everything like that. You see the Creole music where we are accustomed to. Mama baked the Johnny cake. And when they come and say, Mama baked the Johnny cake, everybody will run down in their pajamas and things like that, the dusters and everything. And we enjoy this. We have sweet bread, ham and everything prepared, waiting for them to come.
This crown is being worn today for my dad, in honor of my dad, Patrick Williams. He was the patriarch of this family. I have stepped up to that job. We are so happy to see our tradition come back to life. We are so happy. We are so happy. If you look behind us, you see crowds of people from west, from east, come from far, from near. I tell people, if there is a problem with celebrating culture, come to the Mecca. This is where it will be. This is where it's at. Have no fear, Grove Place, now and forevermore. Have no fear. Welcome to Grove Place Channel 1. This is the guava berry. Behind me, you'll see traditional Johnny cake. We got ham. We got a little bit of everything. Thanks to Channel 12 and Johnny Renton. Look at the people. This is how you celebrate history. This is how we're supposed to celebrate our culture. We need people to understand. Put down the guns. Put down the war. Make mass, make love, peace and love. Always. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Big up.
The rest is over and it's off to spread the Christmas spirit to the rest of Frederiksted.
Wish you a Merry Christmas.
Daylight is now peering through the dark sky. The band is nearing the Frederickson town, the motorcade, longer than it's ever been, and the residents are still coming out in their sleepwear to greet the band and enjoy the few seconds of music and dance.
To bring out the guava berry. To bring out the guava berry. I bring some out, yeah. We ain't going until we get some. We ain't going until we get some. We ain't going until we get some. To bring some out, yeah. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Entering the Frederickson town, the band encounters another gathering of residents. Some from the town itself, others followed the band as it serenaded the different neighborhoods.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. To bring out the guava berry. To bring out the guava berry. To bring out the guava berry. And bring some out, yeah. We ain't go until we drink some. We ain't go until we drink some. We ain't go until we drink some. And bring some out, yeah. Wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Wish you a Merry Christmas. Wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Oh, a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. A Happy New Year. So bring out the guava berry. So bring out the guava berry. So bring out the guava berry. And bring some out, yeah. We ain't going until we get some. We ain't going until we get some. We ain't going until we get some. So bring some out, yeah.
It's now after 7 a.m. and the serenade has reached its final destination.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I'll go home. Some of us gonna get fired. Some of us gonna get relaxed.
Miss School.
All your resignations will be accepted. The rest of you will just have to fire the work. But we're going to try to make it back to Bazen. But we like to also for the very last right now, let's give Jaden Clark a big hand. She was playing the banjo with us. There she is. Beautiful. God bless you all. We gone.
But not before one last song.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 10 sleepless nights. D-O-N-E. Finish. the best in the nation. Everybody watching DJX, our own education station. You could learn about your history. You could relax with the English mystery. You could watch the local hustlers. You could also add the face-to-face. It's the first in the Caribbean case. Support your own and stay on the dozen. If you best in the nation, everybody watching DJX, our own education station. You could learn about your history. You could relax with the English mystery. You could watch the local houses. You could check out the face-to-face. We are the first in the Caribbean. This support your own and stay on the dozen.